Hello everyone, a very warm welcome again to another virtual session, children. Now we will continue with the chapter, children. So let us begin with the session. We are going to do part 4 of the chapter acid, base and salts. Let us see what are we going to have in this session. We are going to see difference between acid and a base. We have learned about the properties of the acid and a base. Let us see how do they differ, some points of difference between them, distinct point of difference between them. Let us see. You have to write in the notebook. I hope you have already started writing in the notebook as per the instructions given in the previous session, children. And the instruction was to write in your old notebook if you have sufficient number of pages. Otherwise you can start writing in your new notebook with the index and everything. So let us start. Acid and a base, let us see the difference. Acid sour in taste, base bitter in taste. Acid turns blue litmus paper red. This is very important. You should all know, at the tip of your tongue you should know acid turns blue litmus paper red. And base, no effect on blue litmus paper. Blue remains blue, no change. Next, no effect on red litmus paper. Acid will not show any effect on red litmus paper, whereas base turns red litmus paper to blue. Very important points as per the indicators which we have learned. And here you can see acid, no effect on turmeric paper. Turmeric paper remains same, no change you can see, and base turns turmeric paper to red. This you can try with the soap at home or soap solution. Just try with pinch of turmeric. It will turn a very prominent taste. You will get very quickly it will turn to red. That is the indication of the presence of the base. Acid turns China rose solution to dark pink, whereas base turns China rose solution to green. So these are the major points of differences between acid and a base. These are the distinct point of differences. I hope you will have taken down this table, make the column, and please do write these points of differences between them. Let us see what is acid rain. Since we are learning about acid, a very important aspect of the acid which has become a global issue nowadays, acid rain. We need to learn about this concept of acid rain. When the rainwater has increased amounts of acid in it, it is called acid rain. How this happen? How we get acid rain? How does rainwater become acidic? This is because the acid rain is formed because of the presence of air pollutants such as nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, and sulfur dioxide in the air. Since we indiscriminately use various chemicals in vehicles and all different types of fuels we use, all those goes as a pollutant in the air and causes air pollution. This pollutant mix with the rainwater and form acids such as nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and carbonic acid respectively. That means all this kind of acid is formed due to the pollutants in the air. The acid rain is severely affect the vegetation and animal life and even buildings of the region where it falls. So acid rain is very harmful. It spoils the vegetation, it spoils the crops, it affects the animal life, and it corrodes the iron girders in the building. And that's why lots of monetary loss. So here you can see the effect of the acid rain. Please take this down, children. So we need to control air pollution because acid rain is one of the main reason. Here you can see acid rain formation. Here in this image you can see the all the emission from the factories, the natural sources where burning of the forest fire also, so many other cause for the air pollution. And because of that you see the particles of the pollution in the atmosphere, gaseous pollutant in the atmosphere, they all goes in the atmosphere, and when they dissolve or when they mix with the rainwater, they form different types of acids and they again fall back on the earth. So these are the all the movements of the pollutants shown over here. First of all, emission from the factories, lots of sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, all these pollutant harmful gases goes to the atmosphere and come back on the earth as acid rain. So the natural sources also lots of emission because of the burning of the forest fire and all that also causes pollution. And then clouds formation, precipitation, falling on the earth as acid rain. You can see in this image, children. Now, pH scale. What is pH scale? We need to understand now. First of all, we should know what is pH value. It's a the scale. Likewise, you use your normal ruler. It's a magnitude, actually. The measure of acidity or basic nature of a substance can be determined by its pH value. So it is just a number which will show you the or indicate the the measure the amount, the intensity of acidity or basicity. How much acidic a substance is, how much basic a substance is, pH value will give you the information. So the scale which is used to measure this acidity or basicity of a substance is called as pH scale. The pH value range from 1 to 14. So it is just a number, it's a magnitude from 1 to 14, with 1 being the most acidic. So when you move towards from 7, if you take the middle value, that is 7 from 1 to 14, if you move towards 1 from 7, if you move towards 1, substance becomes more acidic. That means substance having a pH value 1 will be more acidic than the substance having pH value 2. Similarly, substance having suppose a pH of 4 will be more acidic than the substance with pH 5. This is how we are going to, as you go towards from 7 to 1, the pH value will decrease, but acidic nature of the substance will increase as you go from the middle value 7 to 1. So a substance having pH 6 and pH 5, if you compare, pH 5 substance will be more acidic than the pH 6. I hope this is very clear with you. And 14 being the most basic substance. And when you move ahead from 7 to 14, the basic nature of the substance will increase. Suppose you have a substance with pH 8 and a substance with pH 9. So substance with pH 9 will be more basic than the substance with pH 8. So you just have to take a scale from 1 to 14 and the middle value 7. From 7 and onwards, when you go down till 1, acidic behavior will increase, and from 7 to 14, basic behavior will increase. So and 14 being the most basic substance, while 7 is a neutral substance. So you take the middle value 7 as a neutral. This is how the pH scale is made. Please take down these points in your notebook. The pH value is generally determined by using pH strips or solution. As you use litmus paper or litmus solution, similarly there is a mixture of solutions which is called as universal indicators. So these indicators, they are mixtures of various indicators and they make one solution. You can prepare pH paper or you can directly use solution. Here the advantage of the pH finding is that when you use universal indicators or when you use this kind of solution, this will not only indicate the presence of acid or a base, but it will tell you how much acidic or a basic a substance is. Normally when you see with the China rose indicator, with the litmus paper, with turmeric paper, all that will only indicate the presence of acid or a base. But here the solution, that is a universal indicator, the pH strips, will help you to know the measure or the amount of acidity or basicity of a substance, how much a substance is acidic or basic, because you get the exact number for this. You can easily find it out and you can easily compare the acidity of two substances. If two substances are acidic, like acetic acid and hydrochloric acid, you can easily make out which one is more acidic and which one is less acidic because of the pH strip. Whereas with the other indicators, it will only help you to find their acidic. They will not help you to compare their pH value. They will not help you to compare how much acidic they are. I hope this is very clear with you. Now pH scale showing different colors. This is a pH scale. This is the different colors you get, and this color indicate the value of the pH, and it will show you how much a substance is acidic or a basic is. uh, you have to draw this pH scale in your notebook. Please draw this scale and use pencil color in your notebook to show different colors, and mark from year 0 to 14 that mark. And here you can see the middle value neutral, that is 7, where distilled water, it is mentioned over distilled water neutral. And as you go towards acidic side, 6, that is milk. Then you go to 5, orange color like yellowish color, that is black coffee. Then you get a deep orange color, that is tomato juice. That is number 4. Number 3, that is orange juice. And number 2, here you get lemon juice. And number 1, um, you have gastric acid. So here you can see the acidity of the substance increases as you move from from 7 towards 1 or 0. And as you move ahead from 7 to 14, here you can see um, green color, deep green color. Then you can see the values over here: 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then you have baking soda lying between 8 and 9. Then you have handmade soap lying between 9 and 10. Then ammonia lying between 11 and 12. Bleach is 13, and sodium hydroxide highly basic between 13 to 14. So highly basic between 13 to 14, that is sodium hydroxide. Please draw this pH scale neatly in your notebook. Mark all labeling acidic and alkaline, middle 7 neutral, and name all the solution as given over here, and please color it. This will give you a proper information about the pH scale showing different colors. I hope you understood this. Please draw this in your notebook. For you to understand the pH scale well, you will get to understand the pH values. You can easily find out the pH value, the number, and compare the acidic or the basic nature of the substances. Now, one give reason can appear in the paper. You need to justify. Acids are never stored in metal containers. They are rather stored in glass containers. Why? This is so because acids are generally reactive in nature. And if we keep them in metal containers, they may react with the metal and erode them. That means that reaction with the metal, acid do react with the metal. That's why we avoid keeping acids in a metal container. And glass, on the other hand, does not react with the acids at all. So in the lab, in the chemistry lab, you must have seen all the chemicals. All chemicals are kept in glass bottle, glass container, because glass container or glass bottles, they are inert, they are non-reactive. They will not react with the chemicals. They will not react with the acids or a base. So glass container, easily it can be stored. Please take this down and put give reason over there. It can appear in justification. Thank you, children. I hope the concepts are clear. You have taken down the pH scale with all the colors and all you can do in your notebook, children. Thank you and have a wonderful day.